They do flight crew. FT. What it is, man? How you doing? How's your mama? How's your family? We back. I know I've been MIA for a while, but we back. We trying something a little different. We got the green screen going. You know, I'm just trying a different vibe, trying a new little thing. I want to bring the reactions back. I want to bring it all back. I'm in college, man. You know what I'm saying? I took a relaxing trip with my girl. I vlogged that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's finals. It's time to lock in, but it's time to lock in here too. We got UFC 310 Asakura versus Pantoja. Co-main event, we got Ian Gary versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. Somebody's O must go. In this video, I will be giving you my quick-ish picks and predictions. Maybe a few bets that I think are good off the top of my dome piece. I'm not a financial advisor. Just saying that. But let's get into it. We're going to start from the main event and work our way down the card as we go. The explanation might get a little more vague, but timestamps are down below. I urge you to go ahead and watch it through. Let me know what you think, what you agree, what you disagree with, who you got. Let me know your picks down below. Starting off with the main event, we got Alexandre Pantoja versus Asakura Kai. I don't see how Kai wins this fight. I'm gonna be honest with you. He can, but if you ask me, put a gun to my head, who winning, I'm gonna tell you straight up, this dude ain't beating Alexandre Pantoja. I fuck with Kai. You know, cool story. Brings the little pride, nostalgia into it. Rising fighters are C-level fighters compared to UFC, but there are diamonds in the rough. This is a very exciting guy. Super fast. Obviously has KO power. Devastating knees to the body. You can't soccer kick. I wish you could, but you can't soccer kick here. You got a little aura too. I was watching UFC Countdown. Dana White, it looked like I was watching some anime or some shit. They had the little subtitles. He was talking in Japanese. And they had him walking with the sunshades on and shit, with the little music in the background. They did a good job with that. Shout out to UFC. But at the end of the day, this is a new weight class. Down 10 pounds. That could fuck up the gas tank. That could mess with the durability. And Pantoja is the definition of durability. If you look at a dictionary and you look up durability, Pantoja's face is there. If you look up Alexandre Pantoja in the dictionary, the word durability is in parentheses. That's what this guy is. Okay? This dude eats shots for breakfast and gives you something back. Secures a takedown and then wins the round. And that's how his rounds usually go. If he takes you down, you're not getting up. That's how I think this fight's going to go. I know that Alexandre Pantoja is the best grappler Asakura Kai has fought. I know he might be the most durable fighter as well. Give me the champion. I think Pantoja can find a finish. I think Pantoja is going to submit this guy around the third round. Moving on to Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Ian the Future Gary. Cue the video.
What's going on? Woo, man?
We on a video.
Yeah, we out here, baby. We out here, baby.
This fight will probably definitely get its own rant and its own video. It might get it within the same day. Right? I'm torn. I've been known to be a Shavkat hater in a way, but I'm just a guy that has doubts, and I want them to be answered. You know, you can't deny 18 fights, 18 finishes. You see what I'm saying? Even though the level at that point, the level of competition doesn't matter. It matters. But 18 fights, 18 finishers, you are a great finisher, maybe one of the best finishers. Right? But like I said, I have doubts. I have questions that need answering, and this fight will probably answer it. 5 rounds against a precision striker. Lightning fast. Don't let the MVP fight fool you. You know, MVP's just maybe the fastest in that division in his funky style, you know. MVP could probably outstrike anybody in that division. Can stay on his bike, but also sit down on a shot. We're talking about Ian Gary here. Twitchy kicks. And it's rapidly improving on the ground. You know, joining Shoot the Box with Charlie do Bronx and I believe training with Damian Maya. Shavkat is another guy, you know, like Pantoja, who can eat shots for breakfast. Oh, I'm on the wrong... My fault, y'all. Shavkat's another guy who can eat shots for breakfast. And he's going to come forward no matter what, you know. He's going to plot forward. He comes forward, he's throwing big power straights, you know. Not fast, not super crisp. Big power straights coming forward, coming at you. He's used to being that big, longer guy. He's not that anymore in this fight. Not in this fight. Looking at the reach, he's shorter. Has a longer reach, though. But he's shorter, which means the leg reach is going to, you know, Ian's probably going to stay on his bike, use his low kicks. His takedowns are trash. I'm going to be honest with you. That's not hating. It's just the truth. His BJJ, lethal. Deadly. Gary's hard work will be tested. You know, his hard work over however long he's been, you know, it will be tested. I see this fight being very surprising to some early. Ian is going to be on his bike, landing precision, trying to stay on the outside, trying to frustrate Shavkat. Kind of how he did to Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal was landing on Ian Gary, landing some good shots. Ian Gary took them well. Same thing with MVP. Ian Gary took them well. His durability, his toughness is very underrated. But look, back to what I was saying. Neal was super frustrated because he couldn't catch up to Ian. Ian would hit him, then Ian would move. You see what I'm saying? I see Ian being lightning quick, walking Shavkat into flush shots. But I don't see Shavkat slowing down. See, that's the problem. You know, he's built different, like Lucas says. He's eating horse meat. He's built different, like they say. I mean, like Lucas says, he's eating horse meat, and Ian's eating cabbage souffle. You see what I'm saying? But I can see Ian staying on that bike, banking a few rounds early, making it interesting, outstriking Shavkat on the numbers, being a little too fast to grab and initiate clinches. But the bike will surely slow down, right? I mean, as the fight goes, we tend to see with the plotter versus the precise guy, the precise guy will get less precise and the movement will decline over time, while the plotter will kind of build momentum, you know? Or at least stay at a plateau and just keep plotting, you know, especially with a top plotter like this. This is a plotter. Flipping my notes here, I think Ian Gary wins early rounds. I think Shavkat wins latter rounds. Contrary to public belief, I think we will see a 25-minute war. Izzy versus Kevin Gastelum type of. Not that these are two different styles, you know, but like that kind of war where we're gonna see some dumbass fans probably screaming robbery, and we probably see a split decision. I'm picking Ian Gary to beat Shavkat, y'all. I am. I love Jeff Neal's performance against both men. I really do. But even though he was finished by Shavkat, I love the way he was able to use his footwork and his ability to land combinations. And I think that fight's very telling because both men were hit, right? But Ian Gary stood on that bike. Ian Gary got it done. Shavkat was getting hit, and then he found the finish, right? And very advantageous positioning. Jeff Neal short. I'm not trying to give excuses or degrade Shavkat. Shavkat is dangerous, man, and he can submit you standing or on the ground. But I think he's going to want to try to grapple and submit Ian Gary. I think he's a little smarter than to just strike with Ian Gary. I think it's going to be a very, very fun fight. I think Ian Gary's hard work is going to pay off. He's rolling around with the best grapplers in the game and some of the best grapplers of all time. You got Gilbert Burns. You got Charles Oliveira, you got Damian Maia, all giving them tools. And a lot about Ian's ground game is still unknown. It's still, you know, he can show us a lot. He can surprise Shavkat Rakhmonov here. And also, Ian Gary accepted this fight with prior knowledge of sparring. We don't know what's going on in that sparring. Not saying that Ian's beating him up, but Ian feels confident. Ian's a confident guy. But he takes his career very, very serious. He fights strategic matchups. He doesn't take unnecessary risk, and because I can see if it was for an interim title, and you might say, well, this is for the next title shot. Well, he could have beat Joaquin Buckley and eventually got the next title shot probably, because the winner of Bilal and Shavkat, you know. So I got Ian Gary, man. It's gonna be a fun one. I'm picking Ian Gary, 48-47 decision, and still undefeated in Machado Gary. Moving on to Cyril Gane versus Alexander Volkov. Heavyweight matchup, a rematch. It's going to be a good fight. I really like Drago. I really do. I love his performance against Sergey Pavlovich. I think Volkov, tit for tat, it's the second best striker in the division behind Cyril Gane. I mean, now power makes Tom Aspinall better than Drago. Don't get me wrong. I understand. But tit for tat, not really thinking about power. I know it's going to a decision. Alexander Volkov could stand a chance, you know. If the health sliders were all the way up, impossible to get KO'd. give me and no grappling, give me Volkov. That might be a hot take. I don't know. I think the MMA community can appreciate Alexander Volkov's talents, you know. But I feel like if Drago grappled, he could win this fight, make it very, very interesting. The problem is he hasn't shot a takedown in maybe over 4 years. For that, give me the better striker. The guy who only got hit 15 times in his last fight while landing over 100 times, found a finish, even though Sergey Spivak is not Alexander Volkov. Ciryl Gane's a bad man, okay? His movement, footwork, combinations. He's literally a better striker than Volkov. And Volkov's a great striker. He's faster than Volkov. He's more precise than Volkov. Has better footwork than Volkov. Willing to impose his will more than Volkov and go forward. Volkov kind of seems comfortable being on the back foot. You see what I'm saying? I think Volkov could make it interesting if he grappled. I don't think he's going to grapple because we haven't seen him grapple. Yeah, give me Ciryl Gane. 1 + 1 = 2. Let's move on. Now we got Bryce Mitchell versus Gracie. First of all, shout out to the Gracies. The sport ain't what it is today without the Gracies. That being said, he ain't beating no Bryce Mitchell, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. Come on, man. That nerd off your back shit ain't working against farmer strength, buddy. We got farmer strength. We got Balkan farmer's strength, brother. He's been bulking up, you know. And Bryce will not only outstrike Gracie, but he will also rustle circles around him more than likely. Terrible ass matchup. Gracie. Why is this on the main card? I have Movsar Evloev versus Aljamain Sterling. I have Joshua Van and Cody Durden. That's for a ranking. Come on. Brian Battle and Randy Brown. What are we doing? I want to stay on topic. I don't want this to be a long video, but what are we doing? The piece Bryce Mitchell. Now we got Nate the Train versus... That kills me when it's like that. Now we got Nate the Train versus Do-Ho Choi. Give me Nate via ability to impose his will. Do-Ho Choi he's a better striker, so to say. But Nate comes forward, throws with power. Slow power, but with power. We see Do-Ho Choi, he get that ass rocked over and over. It's like... This was kind of clear to me, you know. I think Do-Ho Choi is the better striker. I really do. More precise, faster, has power. He has power, but you're not durable, you know. And he kind of gives up ground. And Nate's a guy who loves to go forward, so it's just perfect for Nate. And Nate can secure takedowns as well. I can see Choi landing some good strikes in the first, drawing some blood. We know Nate will cut. Getting taken down in round 1 for Nate to figure some things out, make adjustments, come out in the second round and catch him, put his lights out. I think Nate's gonna KO in this fight, and I'm gonna say round 2. Moving on, we got Dominic Reyes versus Anthony Lionheart Smith. Shit, I'd rather this on the main card. Prelims main event ain't bad for it though. Dominic Reyes versus Anthony Lionheart Smith. Dominic's killed my parlay against Justin Jacoby. I definitely had Justin Jacoby last leg on the parlay for about 500 smackaroos. Justin Jacoby got knocked out. He may be back. I doubt it. But Lionheart's so free. He's over the hill. He's super freaking slow. He overreacts to everything his opponent does. If it isn't a Hail Mary shot or a submission, Dom should be much faster and much more powerful as well. He's going to be smaller, I believe. 6'4", not going to be smaller. Damn. I think Dominic Reyes is going to finish Anthony Lionheart Smith. Clean left hand down the pipe. Give me Dom KO round 2. Round 2 KO. Anthony Smith's a pretty tough guy. He can take a beating. But Dominic Reyes has shown if he lands, man, he has some power. He can do you some things. So give me Anthony Lionheart Smith to get KO'd by Dominic Reyes. Round 2. Another fight that could have been on the main card. Actually, no, I don't want to watch this shit on the main card. Shit, I barely want to watch this motherfucker on the prelims. We got Vicente Luque versus Timur Gorimbo. We can see an upset here. I've said this multiple times. I'll never pick Vicente Luque to win a fight ever again. He was going to whoop Nick Diaz, but does that count? I don't think so. Anyways, after Vicente lost the way he did to Joaquin Buckley and his brain bleed injury, and I mean, he's been off, bro. And I don't know, bro. I don't even want to get into it. Anyways, Timur Gorimbo, he's good. He is a good fighter. But his lack of finishes against dead bodies and cans, to be honest, kind of raises concern on his ability. How good is this guy? He doesn't seem that dangerous. If you aren't dangerous, it's hard to win as you move up into the rankings. Lucky for him, I honestly feel Vicente Luque isn't ranked UFC fighter material anymore. I mean, you have guys like Carlos Prates unranked. Not anymore. He's gotten the rankings. over Neil Magny. Shout out to College Protest. But he's just getting into the rankings. You got guys like Brian Battle and Randy Brown. You know what I'm saying? Prelims are fire, actually. Randy Brown and Machado. I love Machado. Anyway, I don't love him. I think he's exciting, though. I think he gets too much hate. Anyways, like it. Vicente Luque, he's not ranked caliber anymore. And I don't think he will be in the rankings for long. I think Timba's going to knock him out of the rankings. And I don't think we'll ever see Vicente Luque get back into the rankings at the right age, but 33 years old. It's just tough. And the path to beat Vicente Luque is to take him down. And that's what Timba excels at. So Timba should clinch and roll his way to an uneventful decision, honestly. I just realized we have no WMMA fights on this card. Feels a little weird. Could have gave me one instead of this one. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. This is trash. Now we got Movsar Evloev versus Aljamain Sterling. I saw Angelo from We Want Picks. Shout out to We Want Picks, man. I saw him say that this could be like Peter Yan versus Davidson Figueiredo. Like that fight. And kind of agree. The newcomer to the division gets dominated on the scorecards. Wins an impressive victory. Dominated on the scorecards. He wasn't necessarily dominated if you watched. But Figgy clearly lost 4 rounds to me. Anyways. I feel this is the same way. Aljo's best attribute is his wrestling. But Evloev is a better wrestler than Aljamain Sterling. Plus, he's a better striker. He's a bigger man and much more faster. Movsar gets too much hate as well. The Arnold Allen fight was fire. He lost, though. But it was fire. I got Movsar Evloev beating Aljamain Sterling. 30-27. I don't think it'll be that competitive. Aljo's going to be funky and slow. He's actually slowed down over the years. Obviously, as he got older, went up in weight class, but he didn't really carry a bantamweight speed to a next weight class because, quite frankly, he wasn't fast at bantamweight. Right? So, got Movsar Evloev rolling this guy. Should be easy. You get him while he's minus 250 if you're a better. And now we got Randy Brown versus Brian Battle. Cue the picture. There it is. Odds for this fight seem a bit wide. I have Brian Battle winning, but Randy is going to be cleaner, probably faster. But it's something about being a well-rounded dog with the ability to oppose your will and battle with any man on any night. It's just something about them, you know. It's like Brian has real power, great durability, not scared to grapple. I think grappling in this fight could help him find his shots a bit as well. But it can help him find openings in the striking. Both guys have power, but one is a dog and one is a bit suspect, durability-wise. 2 talented men. Sorry. But I think Brian will find him. And when he does find him, I see Randy Brown's lights being shut off. Give me Battle by second round KO. A guy that we see getting better and better in each fight as his competition gets better and better. Not sure if Kevin Doucette is worse competition than Randy Brown, though. But this is a very dangerous fight. Just like the Kevin Doucette fight is dangerous. I like how Brian's fighting dangerous fights outside of the rankings. It's going to prepare him greatly as if he wins for the rankings, as he's just getting better and better, getting more and more experience. But yeah, the only thing about Brian Battle, he just seems slow to me. He seems very, very slow compared to his opponents. And I know he used to be a bigger guy. So maybe, you know, I don't know, but he just seems slow to me. But I really love Brian Battle. I think he has a future in his division. Future champion? I don't think so. Because of how stacked and young the UFC welterweight rankings are. I mean, you got Jack Della Maddalena. You have Ian Gary. You have Shavkat Rakhmonov. Those 3 alone should run this division. And one of them is probably going to be that man. And then the other 2 are going to be like, damn, what could have been? You know, one of them is going to be Habib or Islam Makhachev, and the other 2 are going to be Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje, if you see what I'm trying to get at, you know. 2 guys that if the champion wasn't the champion, I'm the champion. You get what I'm saying? Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but that's it right there. Moving on to the early prelims, we got the dead body of Chris Weidman versus Eric Anders at 195 pounds. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody, late Thanksgiving. I mean, it's with all due respect when I say this. Chris Weidman is not UFC level anymore. And that might be taking it too far. Just hear me out. Because I don't think it is. TKO'd Bruno Silva via eye pokes. Come to find out, Bruno Silva, and I think we can confidently say this after his last performance, Bruno Silva is nowhere near UFC level. I see Eric Anders. I see an athlete, a big guy, strong, coming forward with pressure. That's kind of all you need to beat Chris Weidman. I'm going to be honest. Chris Weidman's not the same wrestler. He's never been fast. He's gotten slower over the years. His mobility is way worse after the freak injury. Although this guy's 0-6 in his last 6, 2-8 in his last 10. Oh, geez, it's crazy to say. I believe Jamie Pickett is a harder fight than Chris Weidman today. And at the time, Anders beat him. And Anders won no problem, if I'm remembering correctly. So, I'm going to take Eric Anders by disqualification. This one I went back and forth with. We got Cody Durden versus Joshua Van. This one I went back and forth with. Finally came to my conclusion. Cody's a high come forward wrestler. High volume come forward wrestler. Sorry. Josh is a high volume pitter patter, land in the pocket kind of guy. I love Josh. Averages well over 8 significant strikes per minute. Has never been in a boring fight. I like his takedown defense as well as volume and his pressure. But the thing is, Cody Durden's a guy that's going to make Joshua probably take a step back. But if Josh does plant his feet, stay in the pocket, hold his ground, Josh can land those pitter patters, man, and kind of hurt Cody. A guy who durability is also suspect a bit. So it's Josh, right? It's harder for me to trust Joshua Van nowadays because of the way he threw caution to the wind in the 3rd round against Charles Johnson in a fight that I had 1-1. He's having a good performance against Edgar Chairez, and then all of a sudden he eats a spinning back fist and almost gets KO'd. And ever since that Charles Johnson KO, man, it's like those are the kind of KOs that change you, you know? And it's like he's back in there, and then he's back in there again. And it's like, how hard are you sparring? Are you taking recovery serious? Why aren't you taking a little bit of time off? I don't know what financial situations look like. I'm not saying he's fighting for just money. Maybe he just wants to climb the ranks. I don't know what it is. And if he wins, he's going to get a ranking spot. So congratulations to him. But it's like, I feel like he's a guy that needs to recover because of the way he has to fight. You know, he doesn't have a lot of power. He's a volume guy. Landing over 8 minutes. 8 strikes per minute. So he kind of has to be in the pocket as that short guy as well. Landing pitter-patter, which means you're going to take shots as well. You know, Max Holloway kind of style. So you got to be durable. You got to take recovery serious. And I hope he does that. But I've shown durability issues. I think Cody will be able to back Josh up. But I truly feel like I said in those tight exchanges, Josh will probably find a shot to hurt Cody Durden. Josh also builds as the fight goes on, as we can see. So I'm going to take Josh by decision. I think he'll be able to get up if he's taken down. And I feel in close range, in the pocket, he'll excel. Next, we got Michael Chiesa versus Max Griffen. I see people picking Michael Chiesa. Why? Michael's a big, slow, old man. Cannot strike, never could. His takedowns aren't that great. I think he lands over 50% of his takedowns, but they're not that great. He has good BJJ, though. I can't be honest about that. Good top pressure as well. Max Griffen throws with more volume. Lands at a higher clip, has much more power. I think Michael Chiesa is going to struggle to close the distance. And I think he's going to get beat up. I got Max Griffen. I think Max Griffen's going to beat this guy up. And then moving on to Charlie du Bronx. I mean, oh man, let me wipe my screen. Clay Guida versus Chase Hooper. Negative 1150. Chase Hooper. The entire MMA community knows what time it is. I do want to say, let's not overrate this guy. It's not, you know what I'm saying? But as bedtime would say, the title run starts now. Chase Hooper's probably going to, shit, I don't know. However you want to beat him, really. Shit. I mean, shit. Clay Guida got that hard noggin. I ain't gonna lie. So we're going to pick Chase Hooper by round 1 submission. Let me get OG some credit. Nah, let me not get OG some credit. Give me Chase Hooper by submission. Guida, tough guy. A guy that goes to a lot of decisions. Well-rounded, but not really that great at anything. Kind of okay at everything. Not even good at everything. It has a hard noggin. Does go forward. That is what he's good at. He goes forward. He's not going to be going forward on Chase Hooper, though. A guy with a 4-inch reach advantage. 3-inch leg advantage. Oh, and a 4-inch height advantage. So, Chase Hooper should roll here. And it's going to be time to give this guy a harder matchup. Closer to the rankings. A banger that you could put on. Chase Hooper versus Esteban Ribovic. Chase Hooper versus Daniel Huber. If you want to fast track him, let's do Chase Hooper versus Jalen Turner. Then we got the first fight of the night. Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Lucas Brzeski. I got Kennedy. Lucas got KO'd by Mick Parkin in the first round. Need I say less? Give me Kennedy by KO. That's going to be it. Let me know if you like the new style with the green screen and, let me know what it is. Send me some things to react to. I want to start back the reaction. I want to start uploading every day, maybe sometimes multiple times a day. I want to really boost this algorithm, hop on this grind. I'm truly, truly inspired by my peers. Well, they're not my peers. They're much more of a fan base than me. But I'm truly, truly inspired by the people in this community. And I want to fit in with them. I want to be one of them, right? So let's work towards that. Without further ado, see you boys at the next one. See you tomorrow, hopefully. You ain't got to go home. Just got to get up out of here, man. Yeet.